sister that I forgot to bring all the presents to put onto the Christmas tree, and it was Christmas Eve, and I couldn't go back home because it was a 3-hour drive, and I accidentally left all the presents there. I was joking, but then I must have sounded so serious, so I kind of lent into it, and she was very, very upset. And it took about 10 minutes for her to realize that I was lying about it, and I had the presents right there. Because Christmas is a very special event in our family, just because, you know, we have good memories and we spend time together as a family, so I understood that she was upset, but it was just so funny that she believed me, and maybe that's a little bit mean, but don't tell me you don't do that with your siblings. Don't tell me that, don't tell me. So yeah, she actually said it's because you never lie, so I believed you, which I kind of felt bad about. Talk good behind people's back, it will get to them and it will get to everybody. Yeah, I've heard about this as well. I am not good at it, however. Don't react when somebody is getting unnecessarily angry, it drives them crazy. I've never really been in that situation, but I would definitely do that too, because it's like, I learned this somewhere, like baby or like toddlers will do something to get a reaction out of you, and if you react, even if it's bad, or like you laugh or like you cry, they're gonna keep doing it to get your attention. If you give no reaction, they will do nothing. So yeah, the wording of questions often influences the answers. For example, the question, how fast were the cars going when they crashed? People often give the answer, on average, an estimated speed that is faster than when the question is formulated as, how fast were the cars going when they collided? That is interesting. That is very interesting. Language is very important, and staying healthy is important, as my neighbor who keeps coughing does not seem to know. Humans have predictable patterns when choosing stuff at random. If you ask 100 people to pick a random number between 1 and 10, a great deal of people choose 3 or 7. Even numbers, highest, lowest, and the middle number doesn't feel random enough. So when I play board games or card games where the others have to pick a random card out of my hand, I always put my most valuable card on either side, not in the middle, since the middle feels more random. That is actually a great strategy of playing games. I am going to use that. Mirroring is incredible. If you can pull it off from a simple swinging of a chair or a gentle smile, you can actually control their presence. Okay, people actually trying to control people's presences here, that's a little bit scary. Little bit scary. I did some anti-mirroring to a salesman at my door once. I leaned against my door frame, he leaned against my porch post. As soon as he did, I stood up straight. He stood up straight. I leaned against my door frame again, rinse and repeat for about a minute. He lost his train of thought, got nervous, and said he had to go. It was kind of funny. I've heard of mirroring. I've never thought about doing anti-mirroring. another one that I read about 10 years ago and I've been using ever since. When walking in a crowded area, look where you're going and not at other people. They will naturally move out of your line of sight, making it quicker to move around. So basically, if you're walking and there's heaps of people coming the other way, just look where you're going. Don't look at the people. I feel like it's so natural to like try and make eye contact with people to kind of see where they're going. But if they see where you're trying to go, they will move out of the way. Working retail, I've learned that if you hand something, let's try that again, that was horrible. I've learned that if you hand someone something while they are talking, they will take it, put it in their pocket, purse, etc., and then have no recollection of you ever giving them something. It has worked on every person I've ever tried it with. I find this so funny. And have you ever seen videos where people are like giving people things while they're talking and seeing if they're taking it? It actually works, but it's so funny. Like, the natural reaction is just to take something when someone is giving it to you. I love it. 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 Okay, I need to talk about this because I actually need to say something. Next time you get in an elevator, face towards the rear the whole ride. It freaks the other people out and makes me laugh. It's the same principle behind stopping on the sidewalk and staring up. Sooner or later, someone else is going to stop and look to see what you're gawking at. Okay, but the other day, I was getting on the hotel elevator to check out, and there were all these people with suitcases in the elevator already. But I was like, I think there's a little bit of space for me to get in. So I got in with my suitcase, but I could not turn around because there was no space. I was just facing the back of the elevator while everyone was facing the other way. And it was just horrible. It was absolutely horrible, and I never want to do that again. So, yes. Here's one I found that I don't think would work at all. So, if you are having a heated argument, ask the other person if they are okay, because they're breathing really hard. They will stop arguing and try to pay attention to their breathing, resulting in the end of that discussion. Someone's like, it doesn't work like that. They just get angry over someone asking if they're angry. I agree. It's like saying to someone who's angry, calm down. And they're like, I'm already calm. What are you talking about? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Okay, let me find one more, and that will be the last one before I head off. Everyone keeps saying the favorite thing, the favorite thing, the favorite. This